That's it, right? Okay, so we're here because we're working or we're gonna work on our class number 2. Yeah, it's the only class of the second week. So that's what we're going to be working on today. Okay, the class is going to start with 2 questions. Ready? In the infographic of this week, it's called like what I always notice. Yes, what I always notice is, right? And then we have a table, and in the table we have different aspects, right? Clothing, hairstyle, shoes, facial expressions, body language, language like oral language and expressions, and body hygiene and accessories. Different aspects of people's appearance, right? Or people's personality, might be. And we have 2 different like options to mark. The first one is if that aspect is extremely important to me, or if that aspect is not important at all. What is the meaning of the expression at all when I say it's not important at all? Do you have any idea what is the meaning of the expression at all?
Hello, teacher. Good evening. Sorry
Hello,
for being
Chris. Don't worry. What is the meaning? Do you have any idea of what is the meaning of the expression at all?
del todo.
Del todo, very good, excellent. So, nah, no es nada importante. Yeah, it's not really important. Basically, that's it, right? So in that case, for example, personally, I put some options, right? Like for example, clothing for me is extremely important, but the hairstyle, it's not important at all. Here, we're going to be like classifying this, but in a second. Yes. First, we're going to answer the 2 first questions. The first question, please, Daniela, help me to read it.
Honestly speaking, how judgmental are you?
Good. Honestly speaking, how judgmental are you? How judgmental are you? What is the meaning of judgmental? Any ideas? What is the meaning of that?
Como juzgado.
Crítico.
Well, Danny, you said criticón, ¿cierto? And Chris,
Como juzgador, juzgón.
juzgador, juzgón. Yeah, basically that. So judgmental is a person who is always criticizing the other people, like un criticón, ¿cierto? As in that case, the question is, how judgmental are you? Do you criticize? Do you judge the other people at all? I don't know, a lot or a little? Like, do you start judging or criticizing people for the clothing or for the language that they use or for the shoes that they have? Or, well, do you judge people usually or not so much? What do you think?
No, teacher, I don't judge the people.
Christian, it's really like tolerant. He said like, no, no, it's okay, good. Danny, what about you? Do you think yourself as a judgmental person or not really?
No, it's normal. No much.
Okay, very good. Okay, well, so when we talk about judgmental, well, in my case, I would say that I judge sometimes people, right? Not because I want to criticize them in a negative way, but because I create a first impression of the people based on different aspects. And that is a judgment, yes? Not necessarily negative, but there is a judgment, yes? For example, if I see a person who is well dressed. Ready? So he's very well dressed. What is the meaning of well dressed? Do you know what is the meaning of well dressed?
Bien vestido.
Bien vestido. So if I see a person that is well dressed, that it's has a good hairstyle, ready? Probably I am going to think, or I am going to interpret that, yes, as a person who is conservative. Yes. So it's a person that it's conservative in my perception, in my judgment. It's not bad. I'm saying like, okay, good. Yeah, but it's just what I get from the aspect of the person. So I think that most of us normally create judgments, right? Sometimes good, sometimes bad, but we normally create some judgments in our head, right? And that's what we're going to start to working on today. Because in that case, when I say what I notice or what I always notice is, yes, it's because we are going to describe what is that thing that we always notice. What is that aspect that help us to create a judgment on the other person, right? And the second question, Chris, could you please help me to read it, mine?
What's normal people's first opinion of you?
Exactly. What's normally people's first opinion of you? For example, normally when people know me for the first time, they think that I am super quiet. Yes. That I am a very uh serious looking person. Serious looking? What is the meaning of serious looking person? Any idea? Serious looking? What does it sound like? Serious looking?
¿De mirada seria?
Well, like con aspecto serio más bien, right? Look en este caso no es de mirada, sino de, how do you say that? Aspecto de, yes, like un aspecto serio, right? So when the people know me for the first time, they think that I am very serious and that, I'm sorry, that I am very quiet and that I am serious looking or that I have a serious looking aspect, right? So in that case, that's the first opinion of people normally when they know me for the first time. What about you? What do normally people think of you? Any idea?
Teacher, people normally thinks that I'm kind of shy and also, es que no sé cómo decir, como creído.
Well, there are many different ones, no? Like commonly we use show off. Well, depending because creído has different connotations. There can be braggart. It means like presumido or show off. Yes, como presumido, right? Could be. Other one could be like arrogant, which is like arrogant, right? Other one could be preppy. Preppy means like what we know as gomelo, pues, right? Para decirlo de la manera más coloquial. Entonces, there are different ways. What do you think?
Preppy.
Preppy. Exactly, muy bien. Entonces, normally people think that you are shy and preppy. Okay, good, excellent. Is it probably because you are well dressed? Ah, bueno, ya lo tenemos acá. Well dressed, maybe it's because of that. ¿Crees que sea por eso? Do you think it's because of that?
I don't know. I think that is maybe by my physical appearance.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Probably because you are good looking. What is the meaning of good looking? What do you think? What is the meaning of good looking?
Como bien visto, algo así.
No, en este caso, looking, así como acá, no es tanto como de ver, sino como de aspecto, ¿cierto? De cómo luce la persona. Entonces acá luce serio, acá luce bien. O sea, good looking es similar a apuesto o apuesto. En este caso es para hombre y mujer, ¿cierto? Como atractiva, attractive. ¿Ready? Entonces, good looking. Yes? So maybe because of that, maybe because you are good looking, so maybe people say, ah, I see, it's very preppy. Could be.
I don't know, could be.
Could be. Listo, Chris, muy bien. Thank you so much. And Daniela, what do you think?
And normally people opinion of me, I am serious and preppy also.
No way. And why, Danny? Why do you think it's that?
I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
my face.
Maybe my face, you said?
Yes.
Okay, probably because you have a serious looking face.
Yes.
Okay, okay, good. Thank you so much. Good, excellent. So, of course, as we judge the other people based on different aspects, the other people judge us based on other different aspects, right? Probably the people judge us based on clothing. If they judge me based on clothing, probably they are gonna say that I am not well dressed. Yes, so I am like poorly dressed. In that case, they could say that I am poorly dressed. Poorly dressed. What do you think it's the meaning of poorly dressed? ¿A qué le suena poorly dressed?
Pues es que a mí me suena por la traducción, pero suena mal. Como,
No es tan literal como de pobre, sino poor, puede ser pobre obviamente, pero también como de malo, right? No sé si in that
ah,
case, ¿a qué te suena, Chris?
sí me sonaba algo de pobre.
Exactly, porque poor obviamente suena como bueno, pero en este caso poorly dressed es mal vestido, basically like that, right? Poor sí es obviamente como adjetivo, es algo de pobre, ¿cierto? Pero poorly, que es como el adverbio cuando termina en ly, ¿cierto? Significaría literalmente pobremente, pero no significa como a dinero, ¿cierto? Sino como de malas decisiones, ¿no? Entonces, when I say, ay, my God, I choose poorly. Por ejemplo, I choose poorly significa no que decidí pobre, sino que decidí mal, right? Entonces acá lo mismo, poorly dressed es como que está mal vestido, right? No porque porque sea ropa de pobre, sino porque está mal combinado, por ejemplo, right? O porque es muy informal, for example, right? So in that case, people probably they said that I am poorly dressed, yes? But for example, if they judge me based on my facial expressions or on my body language, for sure, estoy seguro that they are going to say that I am cold-hearted. Cold-hearted. What is the meaning of cold-hearted? ¿A qué les suena? Cold-hearted.
¿De corazón frío o
De
algo así?
corazón frío, o sea, como sin sentimientos, ¿cierto? When I say cold-hearted, it's a person that it's not empathic, yes? Probably it's a person that it's like very feeling apart. Yeah. So for sure, because of my facial expressions, because I normally look very serious, so the people can think that I am cold-hearted. No. Bueno, so in this case, of course, that what we are talking about are basically characteristics of the people, right? So you said that you can be shy, that you can be preppy, that you can be arrogant, that you can be braggart, that you can be serious, reserved, blah, blah, blah. But take into account here that I am presenting other different vocabulary. For example, serious looking, for example, poorly dressed, for example, well dressed, for example, cold-hearted, for example, good looking. All of those are words that are compound by two different words. For example, here it's compound by poorly and dressed. This one is well and dressed. This one is serious and looking. This one is good and looking. This one is cold and hearted, right? So in this case, one of the most important parts of the vocabulary of the week number two are the compound adjectives. Ready? The compound adjectives are going to be adjectives that they have two different parts, no? And the union of the two different parts is going to create a new adjective, no? For example, another example, it's traffic. What is the meaning of traffic?
Tráfico,
Tráfico. And light, what is the meaning of light?
Luz,
Luz. But when I mix traffic light, what is the meaning of that?
semáforo.
Semáforo. Entonces, dos palabras diferentes que al unirlas forman una nueva. De igual forma pasa con los adjetivos. Entonces, in that case, we're going to have different adjectives that are compound by two different words, right? For example, heart, you know, heart and broken. What do you think is the meaning of heartbroken? La mayoría de los adjetivos compuestos son muy literales. Hay algunos que no tanto, pero la mayoría son muy literales. Es decir, así como hizo Cristian, unes la parte uno con la parte 2 y nos va a dar un significado diferente, pero muy claro, muy evidente a la vista, ¿cierto? Entonces, heartbroken, what is that?
Corazón roto.
Exactamente, en español hay un adjetivo que es despechado, ¿cierto? Entonces, heartbroken, it's a person that it's despechado, right? O, for example, high-spirited, espíritu alto, o sea, it's a person that it's happy, like, yeah, feeling comfortable, happy, that it's feeling fine, good? So, in the same way, we have others which are more complicated. For example, wind swept. Swept es el pasado participio de sweep. Ay, my God. Sweep. What is the meaning of sweep? Do you remember? What is the meaning of sweep?
Barrer.
Barrer, muy bien, Dani, good. Entonces, when I say windswept, es algo que barrió el viento, o sea, algo que se lo llevó el viento, es decir, algo que ya pasó, ¿cierto? Algo que ya pasó, ya se lo llevó el viento. Este es un adjetivo que no es tan claro. Así como hay algunos que son muy literales, hay otros que no lo son, ¿cierto? For example, this one, awe-stricken. Awe, it's when I say, ay, un suspiro, right? So, awe-stricken is an action or it's something that it produces that on me. Ay,
Tengo
right?
una pregunta.
Dime, Chris.
Barrer no es, no era con doble E.
I am not sure. I have a problem because there are two different. Estoy entre sweep and sweep, right?
Es que yo me acuerdo, pero con la doble E.
Wait, let me just find for that. Wait. Okay, wait. Let me just find it out. Probably you are right, my friend. Ay. Yes, you are completely right. Thank you so much, Chris. Wait. Yes, thank you so much. I made a typo. You know what is the meaning of typo? You know what is that?
No, teacher.
Esto que acabo de pasar, un error en la escritura, una letra que está mal, algo, digamos que cuando estás tipeando, algo que te queda mal, right? Es un error. So, thank you so much, Mr. Chris. So, bueno, so awestrucking, it's something like produces that feeling on you, like, ah, my God. For example, when I say vacations are awestrucking. Oh my God, awestrucking. O sea, they produce me the feeling of, de suspirar, ¿cierto? Por ejemplo, en español no tenemos un adjetivo para esto. No es como suspirador, ¿cierto? ¿No? Sino son adjetivos que posiblemente no tengamos en español, ¿cierto? Pero que son necesarios en inglés, right? Entonces, in that case, we have different rules for creating the compound adjectives, right? Tenemos diferentes reglas para crear los adjetivos compuestos. Como se dan cuenta, algunos muchas veces, son muy comunes, terminan en past participle, ¿cierto? Ed, bueno, o past participle, which is basically the same, ¿cierto? Entonces, for example, well dressed es el past participle del verbo vestir, ¿cierto? Para decir bien vestido, right? O, for example, the one that I say, cold-hearted, right? Past participle, yes, como descorazonado, yes? Oh, for example, bueno, here we have other different examples. Like, he has always wanted to be more soft-hearted. The cold-hearted means like descorazonado. What is the meaning of soft-hearted?
Como bondadoso.
Exactly, de buen corazón, ¿cierto? Soft-hearted, yes. And what is the meaning of well-rested? Well-rested.
Descansado.
Bien descansado, no? Bien descansado, right? Well rested. This, in that case, we're going to have a lot of different compound adjectives, ready? And ya creo que les he dicho esta 3 veces en la semana, but it's the only reality. It's that there is not a rule to learn these compound adjectives. It's just memorizing. It's just by heart. Yes, practicing and reading and looking for compound adjectives because there is not a rule that says, okay, this verb is with this other verb or this adjective is with this verb. No, there is not a way to do it. It's just by practicing and using it and using. Ready? Here we have some examples of adjectives plus past participles. Absent-minded. What's the meaning of absent-minded? That one is very clear. Absent-minded. Any ideas? Absent.
Distraído.
Muy bien. Es decir, literalmente de una mente ausente. O sea, absent-minded. Está muy bien. Very good. Bueno, high-spirited, we already saw it. Was a person who feels fine, no? So whose spirit is high, so it's feeling fine. Long-winded. What's the meaning of long-winded? Any idea? Long-winded. This one is not so literal as the previous ones. This one it's a little bit more metaphorical. Long-winded, it's something that it's unnecessarily long, right? For example, when I say, oh my God, that meeting was so long-winded, means it was very long, unnecessarily, right? So it was a lot of things, but unnecessary. So when I say long-winded, it's something that it's too long and it could have been shorter. Ready? Soft-hearted, we already saw it. It's a person with a good heart, with soft heart. Much loved, it's very common now, like very clear. Much loved. So I say, okay, do we have a much loved relative, for example? No, so person who is really loved. Well dressed, easy, highly acclaimed. Highly acclaimed. What is the meaning of highly acclaimed?
Como pedido, algo así.
Yes, very good. Like altamente aclamado o pedido, right? So in that case, can be a person, can be a celebrity, can be a service, which is highly acclaimed, right? Very good. Widely respected. Widely means ampliamente. Respected is respected. No, it's very simple. Now, notice that most of the adjectives are really transparent, are really literal. So it's easy to understand. Some of them, as for example, long-winded, are not so, but most of them are. Ready? Now, over here, we have other ones that they don't finish with ed or past participle. They finish with ing. Like, for example, good looking, like, for example, serious looking, like, for example, well, there are others. I don't remember, like for example, easygoing, which is actually here. Oh, it's here. Yes. So that they finish in ing, right? Easygoing, it's a person who is really easy to treat. Yes, it's a person who is easy to treat with, right? We have forward thinking. Forward thinking. What is the meaning of forward thinking? Forward, it's like to the future, to the front. So what do you think is the meaning of forward thinking? Any ideas?
No, teacher, I don't.
Daddy, any ideas? No? Forward thinking?
No, teacher.
No? Bueno, forward thinking, it's a person who is always thinking in the future. It means that it's a person who anticipates, person who probably can be considered as prepared, no? Because for example, in my case, I'm always really forward thinking. It means that I am thinking like what could have happened after. I, if I do this, any action, any decision, if I do that, is it a good thing on the future or not? Is it probably going to have negative consequences or not? So that's a forward thinking person. And thought provoking, provoking means provocar, right? And thought, it means ideas, no? It's the past participle of think, right? So in that case, thought provoking is something that provokes or that creates a lot of ideas on your head. I don't know, for example, that movie was really thought provoking. It means that the movie produces a lot or produced a lot of different thoughts in my head. Hmm? So in that case, guys, we are going to have this kind of like organization for the compound adjectives, right? The ones that finish with ing, the ones that finish with ed, right? Guys, in if you want to know a little bit better, in the video, I mean, in the infographic of the week, a ver, vamos a mover esto por acá, wait a second, in the level advanced, I left a video about compound adjectives, ready? So you can get a little bit a better idea of what compound adjectives are. Ready? Remember that every week I leave with the infographic and sometimes I put some extra videos like to complement the material that we can have. Ready? So this week in the infographic of the week, we're going to have a video about compound adjectives. Okay? Bueno, that was like just a reminder. So we're going to have many of them, like many other different adjectives, which are compound, yes? And well, the idea is that we can try to learn them, not all of them, but as I said before, depends on you, right? We're going to have here some examples. I would like you to guess from the adjectives that you find here, which could be the one that applies to that picture. For example, this is a fossil and it was recently discovered. So which of the adjectives? Look as look faster and try to find an adjective that applies to this one. It was recently discovered. So what could be the adjective that applies here?
Newfound?
Newfound, very good, Chris. Excellent mind. So newfound, it's something that it was recently discovered. Yes, a fossil, a new talent. Yes, like for example, that soccer player, it's a newfound. It means it's a recently discovered player, right? Muy bien, very good. The meeting was from the morning until the evening. It means that it was all day, all day. What could be the adjective there? What do you think? No, not yet. Chris?
Day long, teacher.
Day long. Excellent. Very good. Because it's an action that took all day long. So it's a day long action. Very good. Now, for example, these cookies were made at home. They didn't come from a store. We did them or we made them at home. So what do you think?
Handmade.
Homemade, muy bien, very good, homemade, because they were made at home, ¿cierto? Ready? Oh, claro, no, pues que las hice con mis propias manos, no las hice con una máquina. I made them with my hands. Ah, okay, so they are handmade too, ¿cierto? Una cosa es handmade, hecha a mano, otra cosa es homemade, hecha en casa, ¿cierto? Right? Okay, muy bien. What about this one? This text, this text was written with my hand. I didn't type it. I didn't text it. I read it with my hand. O sea, ¿qué es qué?
Handwriting.
Handwritten, muy bien, very good on handwriting. Yes. So in that case, look, there is always an adjective and it's very transparent. Vea, sorry, this is handwritten. Yes. For example, no sé, this virus is only transmitted by the air. It's not transmitted by saliva. It's not transmitted by. It's only transmitted by the air. So, what do you think? What is the adjective there?
Of which, teacher?
This virus, you know, that this is like the COVID-19. It's a virus that is only transmitted by the air. It's not transmitted by saliva. No, it's just transmitted by the air.
Airborne, airborne.
Airborne. Bien, Danny, very good. Airborne. Yes, it's something that it's born on the air. It's literally the same, no? So it's born and transmitted by the air. Probably a smell, probably a virus, probably, no sé, sound could be, right? And then the same. So we have, for example, sunburned, quemado. Moth, que es una polilla, eaten. Moth eaten, it's a piece of clothing, algo que es muy viejo, ¿cierto? Que, o sea, es decir, que ya lo comieron las polillas, right? O blood stained. Ese blood stain es muy fácil. A ver, what do you think it's blood stained?
Mancha de sangre.
Manchado de sangre, ¿cierto? Algo que está manchado de sangre. Ejemplo, that money That money is blood stained, ¿cierto? El dinero de la guerra, for example. That money is blood stained, está manchado de sangre, right? De igual manera tenemos muchos otros adjetivos, ready? Que se pueden crear a partir de dos palabras diferentes. ¿Listo? Guys, preguntas hasta ahí, questions, difficulties with the adjectives.
No, teacher, for me it's clear.
Good. It's just vocabulary, all right? Basically vocabulary. Now, in this case, we saw some of the characteristics that we can have. Not like, okay, it's highly acclaimed, it's well dressed, it's easygoing, it's forward looking, it's forward thinking. So different characteristics of people, of situations. Now, what I want to show you is how to emphasize those characteristics. For emphasizing those characteristics, we are going to use something that it's called a clef sentence. A clef sentence is something super simple, but it's used to emphasize something. Ready? Entonces, when I say, for example, imagine I want to say that I notice first the people's eyes or people's eyes. That's what I want to say. That is the sentence. Correct? But if I want to give more emphasis to the sentence and I want to say, no, espera, es que lo que yo le pongo is like making more emphatic the sentence, I can create a clef sentence. The clef sentence is so simple. It's going to include the relative clause what plus the verb to be. Normally is or could be are. Yes? So that's the thing for creating a clef sentence. What at the beginning and verb to be in the middle, right? So for creating what I notice first is people's eyes. ¿Cierto? Ready? Another one, in the future, I will be more attentive to the students' eyes, for example. ¿Cierto? In the future. But I can also do it. What I will be more attentive will be, also in the future, the students' eyes. ¿Cierto? Para enfatizar más, ¿a qué es lo que voy a estar atento? A los ojos de los estudiantes. Right? Entonces, ese énfasis lo puedo hacer con un clef sentence. ¿Ok? Right? Example, for example, in these pictures, for example, yes, what do you notice first? What do you notice first, guys? What do you think? What do you notice first?
What I noticed first is that he has crazy eyes, maybe.
Great, excellent. So what I noticed first is that he has crazy eyes. Good, very good. El that, recuerda que es opcional. So you could say what I noticed first is he has crazy eyes. Okay, perfect. Yes. Danny, what about you? What do you notice first?
Teacher, I don't understand.
Tranqui, no problem. Don't worry, relax. So imagine that, well, you're watching the pictures, no? So the question is, what do you notice first? What is the first thing that you notice in these pictures? No sé, the eyes of the person, the mustache of the person, the facial expressions. What do you notice first?
The facial expression.
The facial
Expressions.
expressions. Listo, perfecto. So, la respuesta normal sería simplemente, I notice first his facial expressions, ¿cierto? Las de él, digamos las de este señor. Entonces, I notice first his facial expressions. Será la respuesta normal, ¿cierto? Pero digamos que tú quieres enfatizar mucho y decir, es que lo que yo noto primero es, ¿right? Es una expresión que también usamos mucho en español, entonces es muy fácil de hacer porque lo único que tengo que hacer es exactamente lo mismo que hago en español, agregar what at the beginning y luego agregar el verb to be para decir lo que ta es y ahí sí, ¿right? Entonces, por ejemplo, aquí voy a decir like, ok. What I notice first, ¿cierto? Lo que yo noto primero, what I notice first, y ahí para, entonces digo luego, es, ¿cierto? What I notice first is, y luego, pues, ¿qué es? ¿Cierto? Ah, no, entonces es su expresión facial, right? That's all what you have to do, right? Okay, now, other question, I want you to answer as fast as you can. What is it more curious about him? Digamos, about him, the last guy, right? What is it more curious about him? Because you could say, no sé, for example, his mustache is the most curious. ¿Cierto? I could say his glasses are the most curious about him. Yeah, sencillo. But if I say lo que es más curioso es que ta ta ta. Okay, so the same. I am going to say what is, well, in this case it's what is more curious about him is, ¿cierto? Is. And then I can say his mustache, his glasses, or as Christian said, that he has a sad face, ¿cierto? If it's another action, another sentence complete, I can use that and then the other sentence, right? O si es solamente un sujeto, en este caso su bigote o lo que sea, no necesito that, simplemente voy directo al objeto. Ready? Entonces, in that case, that's it, right? Those are the way in which I can do the clear sentences, okay? Now, over here we have some examples of them. Ready? I would like you to read them and tell me if it's true or false. Okay? Danny, read the first one.
What I notice is is the other person eyes.
Eyes. True or false?
True.
True. O sea que si notas los ojos de las personas, right? Yes?
Yes.
Muy bien. Entonces mira que en vez de decir I notice the person's eyes es what I notice is the person's eyes. Muy bien. Christian, number two, man.
What's really important to me is a person's smile. Person's smile.
True or false?
No, false.
False, not really. Good. That in that case, what is really important to me is a person's smile. Good. Muy bien. In my case, what I always notice is a person's hands. No, it's false. Not really. I don't pay much attention to person's eyes. What I always notice is probably shoes, but eyes, but hands, not so much. Number four, Danny, again.
I look at people's clothes first. Yes.
Yes. Listo. Esa está como una oración normal. Vuélvela o transfórmala en una clef sentence.
What I notice is the no. What I notice first is the people clothes.
Very good, excellent. Puedes usar también el verbo que está ahí. What I always look at is people's clothes. Puede ser, ¿cierto? Para usar el mismo. Entonces, muy bien, excellent, very good. You said that true, it's true. Listo. Christian, number five.
What I notice is a person's figure.
Or physique. Mhm. True or false?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, okay, good, excellent. It's normal, no? It's like people usually notice the other person's body, no? Very good. What strikes me first is the way people wear their hair. Not really. It's important, but it's not the first thing that I pay attention to. Okay. Danny.
I always appraise a nice pair of shoes.
Uh-huh. True, false.
No.
No, you don't pay attention to the shoes, not important.
Mm, no, yes, no. Que estén limpios, no sé, son
Okay, okay. So,
demasiado.
okay, very good. So you could say, bueno, en este caso, Chris, esta está como una oración normal. Chris, vuélvela una oración, una clef sentence. Dice, I always appreciate a nice pair of shoes. ¿Cómo la podríamos volver una clef sentence?
What I always appreciate is a nice pair of shoes.
Wonderful, my friend. Exactly like that. ¿Cierto? But in that case, for example, for Daniela, it's not that the shoes are branded or something, no? What Daniela appreciates is that the shoes are clean or in good conditions. Yes. So for Daniel, oh, for what is not important for Daniela is that the shoes are brand or are original or something like that. No? Yes. Muy bien. And the last one says, I have no idea what I noticed first. So it's pretty simple, no? So we can notice that sometimes the sentence is simple, no? Like I know I look at people's clothes first. That's it. Or if I want to emphasize more, if I want to be more emphatic, what I look at what I look at first is people's eyes or people's clothes, right? What I always appreciate is a nice pair of shoes, right? My case, it's true. What I always appreciate is a nice pair of shoes. Everything that they are in good conditions, that they are clean, that they have a style, no? So that I like it. I don't care the other clothes, but when it comes to shoes, that's my weakness, no? That's my weak point. Okay, guys. So in that case, I can do that super simple, just including what and then the verb to be, ¿cierto? Ahora, if I want to emphasize, in this case, this is more for emphasizing characteristics, no? So, or nouns. What I like more is people's eyes, no sé. What I notice first is women's hair, something like that, right? But if I want to emphasize actions, right? There is another way. There is a clef sentence that is going to emphasize all the sentence. And what I'm going to do is to include what I do or what the subject do is, ¿cierto? O verb to be. Puede ser en el pasado. What I did was, right? And then the sentence complete. So, for emphasizing all of that information, ¿cierto? Es decir, la oración normal probably was, I pay a lot of attention to people's pronunciation. But if I want to emphasize es decir, no, es que espere, lo que yo hago es ponerle atención. Ah, okay, so what I do is I omit the I because it's the same that we have here. And then I say what I do is pay attention to the people's pronunciation. Profe, ¿y puedo hacer en otro tiempo? Claro, of course. What I did was comb my hair very neatly to look more organized. Originalmente la oración era I comb my hair to look more organized. En pasado, ¿cierto? No, no, pero quería enfatizarla. ¿Listo? Entonces incluyo la clef sentence. What I did was. Teacher in the present perfect. Claro, of course. What I have done has been, right? What I will do is, blah, 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 blah. That's it, right? Entonces, it can change according to the tense, but it's another way for emphasizing all the sentence. ¿Listo? Entonces, I can emphasize just the characteristic when I say, for example, what I don't know, what I don't mind. What I don't mind is people's accessories. That if they have necklace or earrings or the makeup, I don't really mind that. So what I don't mind is people's accessories. ¿Cierto? That is only emphasizing lo que está enfatizando es esto que tengo acá, people's accessories. But if I want to emphasize all the thing, yes, so I could say what I do is not pay attention, to people's accessories. ¿Cierto? Entonces, en ese caso ya no estoy solo enfatizando people's accessories, sino not pay attention to people's accessories. Toda la oración. ¿Ok? How do you feel? Questions
Teacher,
about it, más o menos, Chris?
question. We can use those verbs in gerund form, like not paying.
Yes, because it's after the verb to be, and the verb to be, it's a verb that accepts both ways, gerund and infinitive. So you could say what I do is not pay attention or not paying attention. Both are going to be fine.
Oh, okay, thank you.
De hecho, aquí lo que me falta es not to pay attention, sorry. Not to pay attention to people's, si es con infinitive, con to, o si es solito, ing. Ready? So what I do is not paying attention or not to pay attention to people's accessories. ¿Listo? Ready? Guys, questions, difficulties, problems. Danny, any questions?
No, teacher, is clear.
It's clear? Excelente. Muy bien. So, we're going to go back to the infographic of the week. Vamos a borrar acá. I'm gonna go back to the infographic of the week here, right? And then we have different aspects. Clothing, hairstyle, ¿cierto? Ahí, yo cerré el tablero, perdón, wait. Wait. Entonces, we have clothing, we have hairstyle. Hairstyle, it means, oh, estilo de cabello, right? Like como el peinado, pues, right? We have shoes, facial expressions, body language, language and expressions, o sea, the oral expressions, body hygiene, and the accessories, ¿cierto? So what you have to do is to let me know here what you pay attention to. I'm going to ask you here. What do you pay more attention to? Right? What do you pay more attention to? Then you said, pues, teacher, what is more important to me is tan, tan, tan. No sé, for example, the shoes, ¿cierto? And after that, you just have to tell me why. When you tell me why, yes, try to find in the dictionary a good compound adjective. Ready? So you can use, for example, here, let me use the thing. Right here we have this. Put a list, for example, compound Adjectives list. Oh, sorry. Compound adjective list. Ready? So find one, use it. Yes, for example, let's use this list. A ver, come on. A ver, esta aquí está completada, ready? No, no. Wait. Exactly. Listen. Entonces we have open-minded, old-fashioned, thin-skinned, heavy-handed. Uno que les guste, el que ustedes quieran. ¿Ready? Busquen uno que les guste de una lista cualquiera. Pueden usar esta, pueden usar otra, no worries. And use it on the answer. Yes? Entonces, for example, my answer was, teacher, what I pay more attention to is people's shoes, for example. Because I like when people use old-fashioned designs. For example, the Jordan shoes that they are vintage. So I like it when the people use old-fashioned designs. Oh, no, teacher, for me, what is more important is people's facial expressions. Facial expressions, because with the facial expressions, I can identify if it's a well-behaved person. Well-behaved is bien comportada, ¿cierto? With the facial expressions. Entonces, busquen un adjetivo, uno solito, e incluyanlo en la respuesta. ¿Listo, guys? ¿Ready? Entonces, busquen la lista, pueden tomar esta si quieren, pueden usar otra, right? And answer the question. Recuerden que la pregunta es sobre estos aspectos que tenemos acá. ¿Listo? Entonces, tienen 2 minuticos, piénsenlo. What do you pay more attention to and why?
Teacher,
Mhm.
sometimes what I pay more attention to is the body hygiene.
Body hygiene, hygiene,
Hygiene? Hygiene.
hygiene. Ajá, good.
Because mm, sometimes I don't like, no, I don't, yes, it's kind of like I don't like this healthy looking person.
Okay. What was the adjective that you used? Again, sorry. I don't like
Um,
the.
this healthy looking.
Ah, okay. This helpful looking. Okay, that was it.
Like, desaliñado, ¿sí?
Ajá. Yes, exactly.
Ah,
Very
ok.
good, Chris. Perfecto. So, I bet you le pusiste en accessories. It was in hygiene, body hygiene. Claro, of course, the body hygiene is completely related to the aspect of the people, no? So, muy bien. Very good. Excellent, Chris. And Danny, what about you?
Um, I pay attention. What I pay attention is the language and expressions because I like the people mm, mm, who are look gay,
Who are, once again?
look gay, look gay,
How did you spell that?
discreto, creo.
How did you spell it?
Lowkey.
Ah,
Low key.
low key.
Key.
This one, yes?
Yes.
Exactly. Okay, low key. Yeah, low key es discreto, como de perfil bajo. Very good. Excellent, good. Recuerden que el adjetivo, bueno, tú sí dijiste como I like the people who are low key, right?
Yes.
Exactly like that. Or I could say like I like the low key people. Recuerden que el adjetivo puede ir antes o después, dependiendo de cómo ustedes organicen la oración. Si es me gusta la gente que es low key, perfecto. O low key people, ¿cierto? Antes del sujeto. Listo, guys. Muy bien. Very good. So, in that case, we have this is a way to describe, but more emphatically, ¿no? So, no solamente como, ah, sí, bueno, me parece tal cosa, ya, fin, no. Esto es lo que me parece así, lo que me parece así, y es porque ta, 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 ¿listo? Los compound adjectives son un grado muy alto de vocabulario, ¿ready? Es un grado muy avanzado de vocabulario, así que les recomiendo que los practiquen, que busquen varios, que sí es un poquito a veces enredado, puede llegar a ser a veces enredado, sobre todo producirlos. Entenderlos es más fácil, igual que los phrasal verbs. ¿Por qué? Porque pues son muy transparentes, muy literales. Pero, digamos, usarlos es un poquito más complicado, ¿right? No se nos quedan tan fácil porque son un poco más enredados, ¿right? Entonces, bueno, guys. Basically, that was the idea of the club of the week number two. Ready? Entonces, como se han dado cuenta hasta el momento, hemos trabajado mucho, mucho vocabulario. Ready? Que phrasal verbs, que verbos después de adjetivo, de gerundio, que verbos antes de infinitivo, cha, cha, cha. Y ahora los compound adjectives. ¿Ok? Entonces, el nivel va a estar así, como tratando mucho, mucho vocabulario. Recuerden que no es necesario que lo aprendan todo, eso es básicamente imposible, pero sí es bueno que tengan en cuenta como de aquí me llevo estas palabritas, de aquí me llevo estas otras, de aquí identifico estas. ¿Listo? Ya cada quien identificará si le gustan las palabras más complejas, más sencillas. ¿Ok? Guys, entonces recuerden que nos vemos de nuevo en la clase de la semana 3 hasta el 7 de enero. ¿Listo? Es decir, vamos a tener estas 2 semanitas de, digamos, de espacio para las clases. De todas maneras, no dejen de avanzar con las actividades. Cris, aprovecha estas semanas que te quedan para terminar. ¿Listo? Entonces, pues, para que vayas avanzando, ojalá puedas tratar de terminar hasta la semana 3, o sea, en esta semana 7, en esta semana del 7 de enero, regresaríamos a ver la semana 3 de avanzado. ¿Listo? Para que lo tengan en cuenta, entonces vayan avanzando, no se dejen colgar, aprovechen que están en vacaciones de esta vaina y pues usen las horas que van a usar en clase, úsenlas para hacer actividades. ¿Listo, guys? Entonces, pues espero que haya quedado todo muy claro. Dudas, questions, commentaries, anything?
No, teacher, it's clear.
Okay,
No,
sure. Listo, guys, excelente. Entonces, pues nos vemos, ya saben, hasta enero. Que pasen una muy feliz Navidad, feliz Año Nuevo, felices vacaciones, mini vacaciones. Y nos vemos el 7 con toda la energía. ¿Listo, guys? Ready?
Thank you, teacher. Have
Thank
a nice
you for
vacation.
everything. You too. Have a good night.
thank you, teacher. Good night.
Bye bye.